Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Arkham Knight Red Hood. It is about time. This guy's been a long time coming. They released the McFarlane Toy Store paint variant, gold label exclusive version, the all red Red Hood, which is cool for what it is. But man, I really wanted the regular version first. Finally, he's shipped from McFarlane Toy Store. He's also in stock at Amazon.com. Go get him. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, age of 12 plus, DC Multiverse Red Hood. Red Hood is quite the popular character. McFarlane has made a bunch of versions, and they're not done yet. Here he is in the package. He comes with 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands, a display stand, a collector's card, and a couple of sort of action effects for his hands. One side of the package, Red Hood from Arkham Knight. Other side, Red Hood. Now, what is the glaring omission here? Some guns. He definitely used guns at the end of Arkham Knight in the DLC. But Warner Brothers has a no gun mandate. No officially licensed DC figures are allowed to come with guns in any way, shape, or form. And that's quite unfortunate. Hopefully, Warner Brothers will get their head on their ass and turn that around in the near future. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And to the back side, here's Red Hood from the game. So no further ado, let's open him up. And of course, I did get 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. And here's this standard regular version of Red Hood, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive gold label paint variant. And here are all 3 of the figures that I got today from the McFarlane Toy Store. I took advantage of the bundle discount and the 10% off. I got 2 sets of these guys. I think it was $111 after shipping. At least $15, $20 cheaper than retail would be. That includes taxes, shipping, whole 9 yards. Not bad. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands, and 2 action effects. Then he also has a display stand and a collector's card. Before we look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Red Hood, Jason Todd from Arkham Knight, more specifically from the DLC that takes place after Arkham Knight. As probably all you know, Jason Todd was the Arkham Knight the entire time. At the end, after Batman quote-unquote died, Jason Todd became the Red Hood, dons a bat symbol on his chest, and is, I would assume, sort of an unofficial member of the Bat family at this point. In the DLC, he took down Black Mask's gang and actually killed Black Mask. Pretty cool to make a figure of this. It's a nice look for Red Hood. So let's take a look at him. Let's start with his head here. He's got that red helmet with a red hood on top, and you can actually pull that thing back and expose his red hood in there. Looks pretty nice. Definitely the Arkham Knight sort of style helmet. Going further down, he's got his jacket on. You can open it up just a little bit. It's permanently attached up here. He's got that bat symbol there. Backside, another bat symbol here. Mine's got a couple of chunks sticking out of it. I don't know if it's supposed to be him getting shot there. Probably just a defect in the figure. You would attach his guns here. I don't think he actually had holsters. I think they were sort of magnetically attached. But I might be remembering wrong. Double jointed knees. Double jointed elbows. Overall, pretty nice, modern Red Hood for your Bat family. And just a closer look at his face and head sculpt. And here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's got 1 peg for the peg holes on the feet. Very thin, very basic. Now let's look at his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Red Hood from Arkham Knight. Red Hood, Batman Arkham Knight. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. And it is 100% identical to the collector's card that came with the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive gold label all red Red Hood. Now let's check out his hands. He has 2 pair, 2 fisted hands, and 2 trigger finger gripping hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here he is with his 2 gripping trigger finger hands. But of course, What's the point of having trigger-finger hands if you have no guns to use with them? I'll pull out some pistols from my collection. The 2 silver ones are from the New 52 McFarlane Red Hood, and then the 2 pairs on the bottom are both from the McFarlane accessory set, one slightly larger than the other. Here he is, holding McFarlane's New 52 Red Hood's pistols. They fit nicely. Then, with a larger pair from the McFarlane accessory set, they also fit very nicely. This will probably be a very commonly used weapon for this guy. And here, with the smaller pair of pistols from the McFarlane accessory set, they also fit just fine. I do think the larger one looks a little bit better, proportionately. Now let's look at these action effects. They're almost colored like flame. I guess he's going to use this one of punching into somebody. Should fit around a fist. And this one here, just sort of like a trail behind as he's punching someone. I guess this is the best I could come up with, since I couldn't give you guns. Here's Red Hood, punching a Joker thug in the head. His fist right into his face. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could use his accessory for some other figures, such as this Joker thug on his bat. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Start with his head here. It's kind of hard to access the articulation. Pull the hood down. He's got a traditional head. Rotate around, up and down. Don't want to hold the hood down for that long with that much pressure and stress on it. Shoulders, ball joint, goes out more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows that go all the way in. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. His torso, he's got ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back, giving him pretty good range of motion in his torso area. Legs, complete as a splits, not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Rotation, non-existent. Forward, about that far. Back, not too much. Double jointed knees. Then his ankles here. Forward and back. Rotate, tilt, rock, and he has toe articulation. Here's Red Hood confronting Black Mask and some of his thugs at the sign of Steel Mill. Black Mask, some henchmen, some more, and Red Hood looking down, getting ready to take out Black Mask and his gang. Red Hood's trying to figure out the best way to start this thing, and he decides to just go all in. Starts off by grappling this center Black Mask thug. Red Hood drops down to one knee, quickly takes out the next 2 thugs on the catwalk. Red Hood then drops down and threatens Black Mask. Black Mask's thugs and henchmen, they have a problem with this. They approach Red. Red Hood turns around and takes him out. Then he turns his attention back to Black Mask, decides to end his reign of crime permanently. Here's Red Hood, blasting away at all of his enemies. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane Arkham Knight figures. Here he is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, gold label all red paint variant of the Arkham Knight Red Hood. I give this guy some holsters. They're pretty easy to transplant between figures. His came with the Thomas Wayne Batman. You could also take him off a previous Red Hood release. All you gotta do is heat him up, pop the torso apart. And here he is, next to the Arkham Knight Scarecrow. Both these guys are in the current wave of figures. Then, next to the Arkham Knight Batman, and next to the Arkham Knight himself. These guys are both Jason Todd. Here's the entire collection of McFarlane Arkham Knight figures, and I sure hope they give us more. Now let's check them out, next to some other Red Hood figures. Here's this Arkham Knight Red Hood from the DLC, next to the DC Direct version. That was a GameStop exclusive. Both these are amazing figures. There are some things I like more about both them. I think the helmet looks a little better on the DC Direct version. Coloring maybe a little better on the 2, but the size, stability, and articulation is better on the McFarlane figure. The paint is definitely sharper on the DC Direct one. Here are all of the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Red Hood figures. Quite a popular character. Each version has a variant at this point. I think they're doing one for Injustice 2, but I'm not 100% certain of that. Then, next to a custom Red Hood, this is based off a McFarlane body. It has the Mattel unmasked head with the domino mask. Pretty similar to what they gave us in the Batman Family 5-pack. And here he is, next to all of my DC Direct and DC Collectibles Red Hood figures. Then, next to my Mattel Red Hood figures. And here he is, next to the amazing Yamaguchi Red Hood. Then, next to a custom Red Hood I made many years ago, before any figure company gave us one like this. Here are all of my different Red Hood figures. I think I have them all. Here's this new Red Hood, next to a couple of Jason Todd Civilian Tire figures I made. On the left we have a 6-inch scale version, and on the right, a 7-inch scale, just like McFarlane toys. And now, next to a couple of Jason Todd as Hush figures. Then, next to Jason Todd as Batman. Here he is, next to a few different Arkham Knight figures. In the game Arkham Knight, he was really Jason Todd, but in my action figure world, I use him as a completely different villain, just like in the comics. And I always thought this McFarlane Red Hood figures, they work perfect with the Hasbro JoJo Classified Baroness motorcycle. It's red, has guns, seems to fit him pretty nicely. Now Red Hood chose his name sort of to mock Joker. The Joker was Red Hood before he fell into a vat of chemicals and became the Joker. Here he is, next to a couple of Joker's Red Hood figures. Here's Red Hood, next to the Capullo-style Red Hood gang. Now let's check him out, next to some more McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to McFarlane's Arkham Asylum collection. Then, next to McFarlane's Arkham City collection. The next Arkham City releases is going to be the black and gray variant of the Collective Build-A-Wave Solomon Grundy. That's a Walmart exclusive. Here's Red Hood, next to the Arkham Origins Deathstroke figure. He's the only character they made from Arkham Origins. I hope they give us more Arkham Origins characters. Deathstroke looks pretty much exactly the same in Arkham Knight, so you can put him in either display. And here he is, next to McFarlane's Arkham Knight collection. Now the Arkham video games are not the only DC video games McFarlane has made figures from. Here's this Red Hood, next to the figures from the upcoming Gotham Knights video game. Gotham Knights is completely unrelated to the Arkham franchise. It's a total reboot, different universe. I sure hope they give us some more Gotham Knights figures, mainly Talon and Clayface. Then, next to the McFarlane Mortal Kombat 11 DC figures, the Batman Who Laughs and Joker. And here, next to McFarlane's Injustice 2 collection. Now let's check him out, next to some other recent released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the newest wave of McFarlane DC gaming figures. Arkham Knight Scarecrow, Arkham Knight Red Hood, and Arkham City Sick Joker. And here he is, next to the Amazon exclusive Tim Drake Robin. Then, next to the Amazon exclusive Batman Family 5-pack. And now, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive versions of the Hush Superman and the Rebirth Kid Flash. Here's Red Hood, next to the Target exclusive Ocean Master and 30th anniversary Batman from Batman the Animated Series. And here he is, next to the third wave of Page Punchers. This is a Flash-themed wave. We have the Atom, Flash, Gorilla Grodd, Captain Cold, and Heatwave. Then, next to the second wave of Page Punchers. These are based off Injustice 2, Batman and Green Arrow. Now, with the first wave of Page Punchers, this is a Black Adam wave. We've got Batman, Superman, Black Adam, and Constantine. Here's Red Hood, next to the Speed Metal wave, Collective Build The Darkest Night. Then, next to the two most recent Mega figures, at least before Gorilla Grodd, Bane and Necron. Here's Red Hood, next to the most recent Target exclusive Gold Label figures, Changing of the Guard, Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, Defiance Deathstroke, Justice League Endless Winter Wonder Woman, and the Black Adam movie, Black Adam with Throne. And here he is, next to the most recent Walmart exclusive Gold Label figures, Rebirth Shazam, Speed Metal Dark Flash, Parallax Hal Jordan, and Azrael Batman armor. Then, with the Blue Beetle Booster Gold 2-pack, and now, next to the Rebirth Deathstroke and the Court of Owls Talon, here's Red Hood, next to the Dark Knight's Metal Batrocidus and the Speeding Bullets Batman. And here he is, next to the Future State Superman, the Infinite Frontier Scarecrow, and the New 52 Static. And finally, next to the Black Adam movie wave. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix it with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing with some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, with some Mayfix figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, this is a really nice figure. He's a cool version of Red Hood. He looks different, but very reminiscent of his biker look from the comics. A little bit different color outfit, had a hood, and it just sort of screams Red Hood with an Arkham style to him. Sculpt and paint job are excellent, no issues there. Articulation is pretty good, could use a little bit more thigh rotation. His accessories are good, but damn, he needs some guns. If I had to rate this figure, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Very nice figure, enjoy him a lot. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.